Hey guys, I wanted to share something really personal with you guys. Um, as you all know, if you've been following my Instagram, I have had the blessing of traveling the last couple of weeks, and I've gone quite a few places, and it's been really neat. But a lot has been happening behind the scenes that has made the traveling quite hard. And even though I've still gotten to do it, it has been really hard because it's easy to display like everything is good and well, but a lot of hard things have been going on. So I wanted to share a little bit just about kind of what I've been going through, what my family's been going through, and just a snippet of it. But about a month ago, or a little bit under a month ago, everything's happened really fast. But my grandma was diagnosed with leukemia, and if you haven't known, like the past couple of years, I've basically lived with her off and on throughout the week. I'll go and stay a couple of nights, and so gone really close to her, and I feel like my love for her and my adoration for her has just grown so much more, and I've just treasured her so much. Did I make this about crying? But it was one day I had gone and I had stayed at her house like normal, and everything was fine. She still told me not to go to bed with my hair wet the night before, and I woke up in the morning and she still offered me a sweater and made sure at breakfast, and everything was just how my normal spending time with my grandma was, and it's so sweet. And I had left for, North Carolina that day, and or I was just about to leave. And on Sunday, my mom told me she got the call from my tia, which is my grandma's sister, and my tia said that my grandma just didn't look well, that she was really pale, not talking much, kind of slurring her words, not really eating, and so they took her to the emergency room. And I hadn't left yet. I was just about to leave. I think I left the next day, but I rushed to the hospital to see her, and I was able to wait with her till she got in the room. But the next day she was diagnosed with leukemia, and so that was, of course, really, really devastating for my family. And it was hard too because I was just about to leave on a long trip, and my trips have kind of been back to back, so which is really hard too, which has been really hard, but just because of everything that's been going on. But everything just kind of spiraled really quickly, and first, so after North Carolina and New York, I had the blessing of going to Mexico, and I actually went to the same hotel that I went to a few years ago. Maybe when I think I was just finishing high school, or maybe I was still in high school. But when we went last time, my whole family went, even my grandma and grandpa. And if you don't know as well, my grandpa has severe Alzheimer's, so he can't talk, he can't do anything. He has to be fed. So at that time, they were healthy, and so it was kind of hard being there again too, because it was a blessing to be on such a beautiful trip, but sorry, so many memories came back, and it was hard to see my grandma, or just like remember how they were. Sorry. So she's progressed so fast, and I got back, and because she was home, came home for a couple days, thankfully, because I came back from Mexico, and I went to her house and I stayed the night, and I was able to help take care of her, and so I had the blessing of, being able to spend a little bit of time with her before I left for Boston. And so that was a blessing, but I could see how sick she really was. And so that was hard to see, of course. And, but then I had to leave again. So I left again, and the next day, or the day I left, she actually had to go back to the hospital. She had pneumonia. I could kind of tell because she was coughing a lot while I was with her. So she went back to the hospital, and while at the hospital, she actually had a heart attack. I guess her lungs filled with fluid so much that it put too much stress on her heart, and it caused it to have a heart attack. So because she had a heart attack, her organs started failing, and it was so hard because I went to Boston to celebrate my cousin's wedding. So I had a lot of our family there too. This is still my grandma's side of the family, so everyone loves her so much. And so it's hard on everyone. We all got the news kind of around the same time, and here we are supposed to be celebrating, which we did. It was still such a joyous celebration. But we still, had a lot of sadness. And so that was difficult too, of course. I've just kept in touch, and I was grateful for the family there that I did have. But one of the days that we were there, my cousin had the blessing of having, so my cousin's actually like my third cousin that got married. Her grandparents are my grandma's sister, and then my grandma's brother and his wife, and then she had her other side of the grandparents come, and then my cousin has nieces and nephews. So one of the days her other grandparents were there, and they came in, and I've met them a couple times before. They're such sweet people, but they're they live a couple blocks down from my grandma, and they're Hispanic too, so it reminded me so much of my grandparents. I got to see them hug my cousins, nieces and nephews, and I see their children, and then I got to see them walk down the aisle to my cousin's wedding. And those are just things I had always dreamed of. I had always dreamed of. But, I've had the blessing of, I've had the blessing of still, talking to my mom and FaceTiming with my grandma, keeping in touch, talking with her, and just praying I make it back in time before she passes. I do go back tomorrow, so I've just prayed that I get there in time to see her before she passes. So if you guys could pray for my family, I would be so appreciative. But, God has been so good to us. He's been so good to us, and by just giving us more time and surrounding us with family and people that love us so much. So I'm just clinging to my God, because He knows He has perfect timing, and I know He loves us. He loves my grandma so much. So anyway, I didn't expect to cry so much, but I know, it's part of sharing everything, all of my travels, everything on my Instagram. I kind of share my life, and it's easy to see happiness and fun traveling and all that, but life still happens, and things still go on, and life is life, and life is hard, but there's so much beauty in it, there's so much joy in it, and I treasure those moments as well as the grieving moments. There's still beauty in those, still beauty in the grieving, and even though saying goodbye is hard, loss is so hard, but that's why we have the hope of Christ and hope of heaven and eternal life, and I just cling to that so much. I've talked to my dad so much about that, cling to that so much, and it's so, anyway, it's a lot of personal life going on, but it's life and it's real. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you watched, I'm sorry I blubbered and cried so much, but anyway, thanks guys.